Hi, I'm Ramsey Jordan. This is Global Molecule, and today we're talking about healing sexual shame. If you've suffered sexual abuse in your past, please seek out professional support and advice. This video is guidance. This video is helping you to understand some of the unwanted experiences that might be happening in your life and how to resolve them. That's what I did. I paid a hell of a lot of money for very, very good tantric therapists in London. The very first thing we uncovered was my sexual program, the imprint. Your imprint in life is as you are born and you are being cared for by your parents. This imprints certain things into your psyche. But with your sexual life, it's the first 20 experiences that we go through that imprint our sexual program. So if yours is abuse like mine was, you're going to have a perverted program. Mine being of shame, disgust, disempowerment, and the rest of the gang. These emotions and feelings are blocked out of our awareness. I was 21 years old the first time I spoke about any of this, and it was the first time I fell in love with my first girlfriend. The tears poured out of me in an unstoppable way. My girlfriend was shocked and really didn't know what to do. She was not prepared for this. That was the first time I realized how intensely these experiences had affected me. Through my tantric therapy as an older man in my later 30s and some well-worked awareness, I was conscious already. I could see how my sexual shame, disempowerment, disgust, manipulation had played out through my whole sexual life. Not the whole time, but a prominent factor in my sexual experiences. From the moment I started choosing to be sexual until the present day, and at the time I was 38, I think I'm 44 now. What's going on is I may like this girl, but I'll go with that girl. Because the subconscious mind is it's about 90% of our manifestation power. And it's unconscious. We can't access it. But it's holding our stories that we haven't finished. And it wants to resolve them. And our emotions want to be reintegrated back into our conscious awareness. Having things blocked out doesn't serve us as humans. We miss certain cues. We miss danger cues. We miss that's not good for you cues because we're not connected to it. This happens in the form of the unwanted experience, and in this instance, the unwanted sexual experience. What's happening is the emotions want to be felt again. Instead, we just feel dirty and used and blame the person, or she was like this, or she was like that. From my perspective, for a woman, it might be he was like this, he was like that. We're projecting onto the person that came into our life to reawaken those blocked feelings. Once I had the knowledge of my sexual imprint, my sexual program, I think it was 38, 2017, I found myself in Spain in a situation where I'd had sex with a woman that brought up all my disgust and shame and despair. However, now I was aware of what was going on in my program. After trying to escape and run away from these feelings, for several hours, I realized what had been going on. I'd been awakening for some time already, and I knew I just had to stop and be present with these feelings. I laid down, I put a hand on my chest and a hand on my heart, and I allowed these feelings to consume me in total presence, curiosity, and awareness. I am not working. I stop. And it's one of the hardest, easiest things to do in the world is to stop when you're triggered, to stop when you want to freak out. The freaking out was how we empowered ourselves from disempowerment. It was a step out of powerlessness, but it doesn't help us heal. Neither does projecting onto the messenger. The appropriate people come into our lives for the appropriate experiences for us to reconnect with those blocked out pains. So I stopped. I put a hand on my heart and a hand on my chest. It's called healing the emotional body or many other phrases. And I stayed present. I held this pain. After about 30 minutes, I sat up quickly. I was topless in my van. It was 30 degrees outside or something like that. It wasn't cold, yet I felt cold almost immediately because I'd moved out of this too fast. I knew the process wasn't over. I laid back down until the typical signs come up of a big yawn. You can feel that it's been heard, it's been felt, and this process for now is over. What happened next is what changed my life forever. I was currently in a toxic relationship. We'll get into that into another video. Toxic relationships can be the best thing that ever happens to you, just like these unwanted experiences, because they always hold the secrets to the places where we need to heal and where we need to grow. So again, perfect place. This toxic relationship was there so that I could present this information, but from a place of empowerment. Let's be totally honest and vulnerable here. I was cheating a lot. I wasn't getting my needs met through my partner, so I got them met through other ways. It's another long story. As you can see, it was a hell of a mess. My sexual program was a mess before I even knew what sex was. So now, I was developing a picture, a story, empowered story, that this unwanted experience was for my healing. It wasn't as pretty as I'm going to make it sound right now, but it was actually pretty smooth. I called my ex-girlfriend and I told her I'd had a sexual experience the night before. But I understood how it was for my healing and I wasn't looking to apologize or for forgiveness or for understanding, but I felt you should know. I had gone from previously begging for forgiveness and excusing myself for my behaviors just to have my partner back because I couldn't handle the unbearable feelings of a breakup. So I used to sacrifice my rights and my power in order to escape from my feelings of guilt and isolation and loneliness. Like I said, I came from a very dark place. In this instance, I had understood that what was happening was for my own sexual healing. It was the most empowering step I had had in my healing of my sexual shame, disempowerment, disgust, and the rest of it. I wasn't looking for forgiveness. I wasn't playing small. I was owning my experience, but I was being honest. I was sharing it. I can honestly say that the drive home back to where I used to be living was one of the smoothest, how do you even say it, serene, peaceful drives of my life, like the best sunset you've ever seen. Something had changed inside me. I was now feeling my own power, my own belief. And I wanted to share this story with you so that if you're in experiences all the time where you're getting drunk and having sex with people you don't really like and you're feeling dirty and you're feeling disgusting, that's the point. You're supposed to be sitting with those feelings. You can even transform a hangover or a come down with the added weight of an unwanted sexual experience through this method of stillness. But like I said, you're going to look a million ways to avoid it and to escape it, because it's the hardest, easiest thing to do. The hardest part first is to recognize it's happening inside you, so to step out of projection and blame. To step away from avoidance and distraction and addictive behaviors, and to connect with yourself, recognizing this is my experience, this is inside my body, and right now I need to stop. I need to stop everything. And that's the easiest bit. Now you just have to lie there. You have to mother and hold and love and give space for those feelings. Because if your whole life is based on not being able to or not wanting to feel certain emotions, your whole life is a movement away from self. Your actions are based on a movement away from your health and your center. And then you try to tell me you don't understand why there's suffering in your life. This is how we're proliferating it. We need to recognize we are triggered. We need to recognize that our inner child of regret, disgust, abuse, whatever it is, needs our attention now. And the person that has just awoken these feelings in us is the messenger to them. Like this, personally, I could go from thinking, wow, how disgusting, to, wow, thank you for being my angel. Thank you for being my messenger. Not to her face, she was long gone. But in my heart, in my mind, I could see how she was the angel. She needed to look the way she looked, be the way she was, feel the way she was, to trigger those feelings inside me, for me to be able to awaken them again from my subconscious mind and mother them, father them, hold them, give space to them. Through that understanding, I was able to speak with my ex in an empowered way. And for the first time in my life, I had taken a step into the realm of sexual empowerment, belief, personal power, strength. This is massive for your healing. And this is the same for any abuse, any trauma, any emotional block, what we're talking about here. But today's video is focusing on the sexual abuse. Try to look back through your life at all the unexplainable, undesirable sexual behaviors you had. They tie up, don't they? They connect the dots. It's not all the time, it's not every time, but they pop up every now and then, and they have the same feeling signatures. And you wonder why? I hope now through this explanation, this freestyle, it's not scripted, it's not edited, that these situations are arising in your life to give you the opportunity to heal. I hope this video finds you well, and I hope you can apply some of these techniques in the future. You can't plan the sexual experience, but should one come your way that leaves you feeling dirty and used and rotten, those are the feelings that want to be integrated back into your awareness. They're the stories that want to be resolved, and you do that through your presence and your stillness. Like I said, it's the hardest, easiest thing to do. Won't be finished or healed in one experience or two or three. But when you feel nasty, when you feel dirty, don't try to change things. Just be present with them, and you will notice huge changes in your internal reality. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe, like if you want to, and share the video if you know somebody that's been through similar experiences and is suffering. My name is Ramsey Jordan. I make these videos because I want the world to know what I have seen through healing. It's changed my life for the better, and as I'm alive, while I'm still alive, I want to share everything I've experienced through awakening in video and book format, so that my message may help others out there. Have a beautiful day.